Now we're going to talk some Monday Night Football props. You got 3 free props for us. Prop it up here. We got a new Caesar Sportsbook promo for us here on the Power Hour, up to $1,250 risk-free on your first bet. All you got to do is use the promo code MORNINGFUL. That'll get you right there. Get you into $1,250. Use the link in the description of the video. You click on it, boom, bang, pow, get you right signed up. Before we do that, this is it. I mean it for real this time. Last time I'm going to tell you about this 7-day consensus report. Just text your full name, 614-810-7522. All right. This matchup, I mean, Raiders-Chiefs, it should be an explosive event on Monday Night Football. Primetime explosive event of the year. Is that true?
Sometimes the primetime games have not been high scoring this year. The one would be the exception, right? Was the Chiefs and the Bucks. That was so the Chiefs were involved in one of the high scoring, but rest of them, I believe, all but 2 have gone under so far, including the Thursday Night Football.
It's like at 65% they're hitting at unders. And last Thursday Night Football under, man, I couldn't get all those unders, live betting unders. I couldn't. Yep. I had at one point 3 different bets for different totals on the under last night. They all cashed. Thank you. But whatever. But I'm just saying.
But I do think this could be the exception to the rule, because when you see the Chiefs, they can do so much. They can beat you running. They can beat you passing. They're pretty opportunistic defense. They can get turnovers. So they make you basically every time you play the Chiefs, you have to score. Every opportunity you have. So a lot of times you go for it on 4th down because you have Mahomes on the other side. He's going to score.
Right.
So I think sometimes that forces the case where you might, do things a little differently as far as go for it a little more, go for bigger plays. So I think it's going to be an exciting game. I'm going to have a best bet on that. Of course, you can always find that over at the website. But I have 3 props for you. I like Josh Jacobs over the 61.5 rushing yards. I think the Raiders know they need to be able to run the ball. When they run the ball and be able to play action pass, they're as good as any team in the in the AFC. I really believe that. When they get away from the pass and they just drop back and try to, that's not Carr's strength. He's not a guy like Mahomes that's going to carry you on his back. He needs to have a good rushing attack where, he has a little bigger windows. He's just not the most accurate passer. So I think they'll be feeding Josh Jacobs. That also means Patrick Mahomes on the sideline, which is always a double, positive for you. So over 61.5 rushing yards for Josh Jacobs. Juju Smith-Schuster, over 53.5 rushing yards. I know the day and age of spreading the ball around, that's where we're at. And you spread the carries around for running backs. You spread the receptions around. But I think Juju Smith-Schuster, he's the guy that's kind of filled in here, picked up the pieces here. And I like his over here. I also think the over receptions, of course, it's not out. We're filming this on Friday. It's not out. It's probably going to be in that 3.5 to 4.5 range. I would like to over on that as well. But the yards is out. So we'll take the over 53.5 rushing yard or receiving yards for Juju. And then Patrick Mahomes, I mean, they find such creative ways to get him passing touchdowns where they do those little flips in the, to the tight ends.
Like shovel pass type situations.
Right, where he's not necessarily always just, throwing it down the field or even in the red zone. A lot of times they just find creative ways, guys that are receivers crossing, little flips, all those count as passing touchdowns. So I think over 2.5 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the performance he put against Tampa Bay, people don't forget about it. I think too many people were saying, hey, these other quarterbacks out there that are closing the gap, or maybe the best quarterback, Josh Allen, a lot of people said, Herbert, a lot of people said, hey, I think he put the, stamp down, says, hey, don't forget about me. Don't take me for granted. I am Jordan in my prime, just now in his prime. So it's like, he's not going anywhere. I think he proves it again tonight on Monday Night Football in a primetime spot. So those were the props I like for Monday Night Football. Don't go crazy because the best bets, side plays are always best. But these make it fun, and you can always, and now the books allow you to parlay these as well. So that can really juice it up as well.
Absolutely. I do like touch base on all of these real quick. I do like the Patrick Mahomes one because they do a lot of safe routes for him, safe passes like a screen pass, shovel pass, listen, that crossing routes, quick slants, stuff like that. And then that opens up that deep ball. then
then
you
you have
know
Patrick
he's going to
Kelce,
take
too.
that a couple of times. He has no problem taking those shots. So, you know, he's going to get his. Juju gets his. Juju, I think, was a great addition to Kansas City. And I think Kansas City heard all that noise in the offseason. Ooh, Russell Wilson, Denver.
Yep.
Ooh, the Raiders are going to be so good. And then Kansas City went, hold on. You guys remember, like, this is our division here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and so, you know, and, oh, we lost Tyreek and now we're terrible. And I think that chip has been on Kansas City's shoulder. I think Vegas wants to compete in this game and keep it somewhat close. They have to run the ball. This has to happen. Josh Jacobs has to get his, because if Derek Carr doesn't have time in the pocket and he doesn't have a running game, then he's bad quarterback. If you give him a little bit of time, Derek Carr is no different than Jared Goff, in my opinion. He's good if you give him time, but if you pressure him, could be an issue. Kansas City's defense is underrated.
He doesn't have the weapons that Kansas City has either. So it's like, you know,
right.
If you have 5 guys that can all like break it, that's one thing. I believe they like, you know, they went out and got Adams and they thought that was just going to fix everything.
That was the end of
They still have offensive line issues. That's the facts. They have offensive line issues. Those don't get fixed with adding a receiver last time I checked.
Hold on, let me check again. Nope, still not. Guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. As always, I'm Detroit Lenny with Picks and Parlay. That's the man right there, the man, the myth, the legend, for real, the boss man himself, Craig Trapp. We'll see you on the next Power Hour. Till then, good luck, unless you're against me.